start again. I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Hello to everyone on Facebook and YouTube watching me live, and those of you that are watching me on replay, and those of you that will pop in on Haps. I have had a great weekend. I had a class on Sunday, and I am going to share with you one of those cards. So we have people coming back in. Thank you, Laurie. Accidentally exited the broadcast. I'm blaming David. It's all his fault for being in the corner of my eye when I thought someone was at the door. But that's okay. That's okay. No. All me. I take full responsibility for what I just did. I really, really do. I had a moment, apparently. Had a moment. Hello again. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Sylvia. So I had a good weekend. Had class. Mute myself here. Hello, Ali. Yes, I am well. I hope you're well. So what we are playing with today. Now, my name is Ellen Woodbridge. Yes, we are back, Deb. My name is Ellen Woodbridge. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. What does that mean? I sell card making supplies, paper crafts supplies, stamping, so rubber stamping, embossing, both embossing paper and doing heat embossing. We do lots of fun things. So I come on here to show you what I do with all the products, Stampin' Up! Products that I own. Now, I do not own everything in the Stampin' Up! Catalogue. I wish I did sometimes, but I don't, because there are things in the catalogue for everyone's taste. So I come on here in the hope to inspire you guys to use the stuff you've got, or if you really love what I'm showing you, I'd love you to purchase that from me if you're in Australia. So I can only sell between my borders. Oh, that's so good, Laurie. Yeah, we had fairly nice weekend and it's freezing today. David and I were going to do an early morning walk to the coffee shop, and we canned it because David said it's freezing outside, so we may go for a walk later. So what we are playing with today is one of the cards from class. So we're using the Christmas to Remember stamp set and the matching but not in a bundle seasonal labels dies. I'll explain that a little later. Yes, we're still locked down too. We're still locked down. Did it rain here? It may have rained. Can't remember, Bob. Bev, that was ages ago. Sorry, Bob, the delivery guy. Yeah, it's all happening here, and it's always around my live videos. Using the Merry Melody 3D embossing folder. Well, I've already used it, but I'll show you what it did. And using the, I'll grab it out now, the Painted Christmas Designer Series. Thanks. Siri tells us it's all good. We are starting spring, Deb, but it's freaking freezing. Below 20 degrees. It's okay. Spring weather does this. It's fine. It was sunny. It's still brightish, but I think the clouds have come over. Just having one of those days. So this is the card I'll be making with you. Oh, my leaf moved. How rude of my leaf to move. There you go. That's a nicer angle. Yes, me too, Bev. Me too. And I like that it's not all Christmas. There is lots of patterns in there that can be used for other botanical things, masculine cards. I will go through that paper with you. Now, let's try and attempt to flip around for the second time without ending the broadcast. So I need all the good vibes, and let's flip around and start going. Hello, Willie. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's not grip the buttons. Okay, I didn't grip the buttons too tightly this time, which was good. Okay, and I am just going to do a little zoom. Oh, that might have been too much. I don't know. I never know whether you guys, while I'm, yes, we're all good now, Deb. But do you want me to zoom or do you like this view? Because I can zoom like a titch. I'll see what my replay comes up while I get rid of all our shadows. Closing the door, guys. Okay, and I will go back. I really like it under 10, not a fan of any other temperature. Fair enough. Okay, we are zoomed a little bit more. That's fine. That's good. All good. Fantastic. So just a tinge of zoom. Oh, lovely, Ellie. That sounds lovely. Yes, well, we are spring, and like everything's in flower. It's so lovely. Although we had our gardening guys here, and with the wind today, we got our lemon myrtle tree like chopped off at the top because it was getting a bit too tall. So we lopped a bit off, and I just saw they missed one of the branches and it's fallen down today, but that's okay. It's only a littleish branch. So these are the products we're using. I'm going to scoot these off to the side, and before we start, there's the card. I'm very quickly going to go through the painted Christmas paper. So this is the Winterberry one that we'll be using, and you have a very geographical berry print on the back that isn't necessarily Christmas. Then we have a very soft, and it is soft sea foam holly print. And we have, this is a print I've used in another card previously. So we have our pine cones and a really nice herringbone tilish pattern. Very nondescript, non-Christmassy leaves. And I did pop up on my Facebook page and Instagram, but the Instagram story's gone now, our designer actually painting one of these patterns. Oh, that's okay. That's an okay temperature in Celsius, Deborah. I can handle that. I think we're under 20 today here. So I've got that pattern again, that pattern again. There is one here right at the back. So, oh, geez Louise, that just popped on me. So I have this really, really nice pine cone, and then the pine leaves with like paint splatters. And then our final pattern is, this is just so clean and fresh. I really, really like it. And then you've just got the nondescript bunches of branches, which is very much like the one on my lawn currently, sitting there. So we're using the Winterberry pattern today. Just going to pop that away because we don't have room on my desk. So let's see what I have left over from class. So I've got my little gems there. Just going to turn off my heater here. Yes, I did say that earlier actually, Ali. They would make great die cards. So we have, what I have done, and let me grab the correct paper. I have used our craft 6x6 paper, so I just want to show you an unembossed piece of the craft paper. So I did show a comparison. Let me see if I can do it again, which I can because I never put away the card. The girls were asking on my Zoom class how this craft paper compares with crumb cake. And that is a crumb cake card over the top. The craft actually makes the crumb cake look green, which there is. I'll see you, Sylvia. Thanks for joining. I will see you on the replay, Sylvia. There is a lot of green in the crumb cake, but putting it up against the warmth of the craft makes it look really green. And I did do soft suede as well, and soft suede just looked horrid up against it. But I do like a nice craft colour. So I'm really thankful that we got this colour. So that's our colour comparisons, and it is quite fibrous paper, so you can see the fibres. I'm hoping you can see those fibres. Yes, you can on the replay. Yeah, so doing that, and what I did and what we're going to do together is I took one of our blending brushes, one of these babies, and just did a very light blend over the top to make that pattern pop. So to make that pop a little bit more. It is a very, very warm tone, especially compared to the to the crumb cake. It is very, very warm. Okay, so that's what I've done with our background piece. Now I've lost my card. That's what I've done with that piece. So that's why I moved this, because I also took our very long label here, and if I can pick it up, I took the label for our sentiment. Okay, so one I've already stamped in class, and then I took these. Oh, they got different leaf shapes. Then I took these two leaf shapes, although this one really is a flower. Now, if you're wondering, this die set coordinates with the Christmas season stamp set. So even though it goes really well with the sentiments, if you're buying it as a bundle, this is the stamp set you get. So you get all the images that goes with these dies. Okay, but all of the sentiments are designed to go with the labels, but this goes with a pine cone 2-layer die. So that is what that's. Yes, we did have Stampin' Up a very, very long time ago, Ali. So these sentiments are also designed to go with this, but this just bundles with a different die, but they are designed to go together. So just to explain that. So I did cut the Winterberry with this big die here. Now, on my card, and I will let you guys have a vote because we've got a couple of things to do first. When I gave these to my class girls, I just gave them to them die cut. But what I did on this card, so I can make one die cut and one not die cut, I actually embossed the leaves using the Evergreen Forest embossing folder to add some texture. So let me just pop these up against each other here so you can tell me whether, because there is also texture in the gold holly leaves, so you can tell me if you want me to just leave them plain or if you'd like me to emboss two of the leaves. Okay, and this card is actually fairly simple once you get the prep done. So I'm just going to pop my holly leaves over here, pop my die set just off to here, stamp set, card. Okay, going to fold my card base ready. Use my bone folder to score that edge so that way the card stays closed. Okay, perfect. So I have 2 card bases ready. So that's right way and right way. Great. So I'm that far. Emboss, emboss. Okay, I'm going to leave one unembossed and one embossed. Okay, awesome. I will get to that. So I've got these labels done. First, I will take my craft Merry Melody embossed. So we worked out in class, and I sort of had the inkling that it doesn't matter what way you use this. This isn't music that you could play, and it isn't directional. It actually has mirrored musical notes, although I haven't asked Lavender about this, but they are mirrored musical notes. So I do just assume it's just to look musical. I don't think it plays anything unless someone tells me differently. So I am going to use Early Espresso ink, which is the same as the colours for the Winterberry stems. So just bring in my scrap piece of paper, and on Thursday, while I'm doing this on Thursday, I'm going to be on an hour early because I have something at 1 o'clock. So I thought I'll come on an hour early, and I want to play with the delicate dahlias because they're going soon. In Australia, there are 9 days left of sale-a-bration. That's it, only 9 days. So I do want to show you just how simple, and I'm going a little heavy-handed here, but that's okay. A lot of this is going to be covered up with the die cut, so that's okay. And it just makes it look like an old piece of aged music paper, so I'm fine with that. I'm not good with light-handed stuff, just in case anyone was wondering. That isn't my forte. Okay, close this ink pad, and while I'm stamping, I shall, or while I've got ink out, I will take my Real Red ink. Hello, Paula. Yes, awesome, Bev. Bev and Ellie have this done. Awesome. Chris is in on it too. Okay. So I just want to use the long Merry Christmas because I'm more of a Merry Christmas person. I think Season's Greetings is quite a North American thing because you have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas, you have lots more seasons throughout this time than us in the Southern Hemisphere. Okay, so you're probably yelling at me through the screen right now saying, Ellen, that block is way too big. And it is. And there is a reason why I have chosen this very big block that is actually way too big. The correct block for this is the smaller one. But because I am stamping onto an already die cut piece, and I'm not stamping then die cutting, I'm die cutting then stamping, if I use this piece, I can see all the edges of the die cut, where if I use this one, and I will do a direct comparison, if I use this one, it works, but it's just a little tight. And if I didn't mount my stamp in the middle, I might not be able to see the edges of that die very well. So this is, you may all laugh, meant to help me stamp straight. Okay, so that is all inked up and lovely. I can see my edges, and we're just going to go down, hold it there for seconds. Now I'm not rocking and rolling, I'm just holding it down with a little bit of pressure and bringing it up. Done. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight because this is a handwritten font. So it's not as if it's a block font and it has to be perfect. Oh, I'm so glad you've got that stamp set, Corinne. It's a great set. I do love all the sentiments in it, although I was looking for a Joy to the World sentiment to use for an upcoming card and I couldn't do it. So I realised I'm missing that sentiment, although I probably have one up in the shed, but it's not current, which doesn't help me. Oh, I'm happy you like that tip. It's just something that I've found works for me. Okay, I now have a wet whistle so I can continue talking. Okay, so you wanted 2 of these leaves embossed. So let's grab my big embossing folder. Now, any texture embossing folder will work, but I just like the texture in this one. So just going to pop this back there, pop these leaves just there. I just need to clear a bit of space because of the size of the folder. I need to bring over my big machine. Okay. And because it's a 3D embossing folder, I just need platform 1 and I need our specialty plate. So that's all I need. Now I'm going to open up this embossing folder. I'm going to put these in a different place. So when I was originally doing them, I put them down the bottom, but I think I kind of want them up the top this time, just to get more of that leaf shape. I just want to pop this one in a titch more. Yep, all of that is covered. I'm not bothered if the stems don't get covered because they're going to be hidden under the label. So crank that through. With this new machine and the 3D embossing folders, I feel like I'm putting 0 pressure and it's not done anything. So it's not done anything, but I will show you in just a sec exactly what we have done. I don't know, it's like I get plenty of pressure, but when I roll it through, it just feels like I've done nothing. I did actually want to say another word there, but I refrained. I think you should all be very proud of me. So these 2 have more of a leaf texture. More of a, I don't know, more of a tree branch texture. So it's a very different texture to the original card, even though I've used the same embossing folder, because you've got a denser texture down the bottom and a more sparse texture at the top. Yes, my thumb is hurting less. Thank you for asking. It has grown out a bit, but this finger's hurting at the moment and I've done nothing to it. So, you know, and then I get a text message from my nail lady cancelling another appointment, which makes me really sad, but that's how life goes. So we are now up to assembling. These cards are really easy because I've done some of the prep work. Yes, you do. The Evergreen Forest one, it's a great texture folder. It's not just for trees. I did come across an old card because I was sending out some cards, and I came across it, and I had even used the texture rather than the trees being this way. I had the trees coming in from the side, and they didn't look like trees. That was a hummingbird card that I made probably January last year or January this year. When did we have the hummingbird? Might have been January this year I made it. And I just used the texture in a different way. But yeah, I really do like the embossing folder. Very, very versatile. Very, very good for masculine cards, but also good for feminine as well, because it just adds that texture. Like, I wish at times I owned all the textured embossing folders, like the ones that are just textured, not the themed ones. But then I go, no, I can do this other ways and be versatile with the ones that I own. Okay. Labels are going straight on. There is no right way. Well, I suppose there is. There is a right way and a wrong way, because I think I want the winter berries pointing up, so they will go on that way. And just sticking straight down, the only thing that is on dimensionals is the sentiment, and that's because I've got stuff shoved in under it. And during my class there are a lot of vintage retired stamp sets popping out of my girls' collections, because we can't send stamped images for class in the mail. So I generally make a embellishment or paper heavy card, and then they fill in their own sentiments. And I love seeing what they bought. And this is real red. Depth, real red. So the colours I have used is real red. I used evening evergreen for the leaves. And another thing you could do, you could add some depth by using your blending brush with the leaves as well, and early espresso for the inking over the embossing folder. So just 3 colours, keeping the palette nice and simple. Thank you for sharing, Marshall. So I'm thinking I should just delete my first video when I'm finished with you girls, because then no one needs to hear about the lineup. But the exciting thing is I did get my Stampin' Up! Delivery, and it was a huge order. I had good hostess dollars to spend. I've replenished so many of my cardstocks. I seem to have got low on about 10 of them, it feels like. I'm pretty sure it's not 10, but it felt like 10. So I'm just adding this block to pop some weight on, because I'm putting a flat piece of paper on textured piece of paper. So I just want to make sure I've got good adhesion. This brown paper is the Craft 6x6 paper that is in the mini catalogue currently. And the die, the paper, and the stamp set all coordinate. And at the end, I will show you, my voice is froggy. I will show you where that is in the mini catalogue. So, if you were my dimensionals, you might be with the project stuff that I'm playing with over here. I'm just off camera, just a titch here. Here they are. I'm doing some mass producing at the moment, so I've sort of corralled all those supplies together to make life easier. I didn't realise I normally put my dimensionals straight back. How did that get 4 little dots in it? I will never know. And the folder is Merry Melody 3D embossing folder. It is in the mini catalogue. Let me bring back my cart. So the Merry Melodies on page 42, because I did my supply list for my girls. So I can tell you exactly what page number things are on. So I am going to put on 3 of these, just so we don't have saggy middles. Because as I always say, I own one and I don't need my cards to have saggy elements. Ah, right. Yes, because it is the end of sale-a-bration. It is the end of sale-a-bration in 9 days here in Australia. So I've got 9 days left of our amazing products, which is why I'm going to be on early on Thursday because of life, and show you the Delicate Dahlia set. Now, what else do I need? If you were these, where would you be living? Because they are not where they are meant to be. I'm missing my gold leaves at the moment, guys. I'm grabbing out these, but at the moment, what are these? No, they're my bees. They're gold, but they're my bees. Got that ribbon. Aha, they're hiding under my blends. Okay. Whew. Whew. Hello, Miss Monica. How are you? Yeah, I've started. I opened my last pack of basic white cardstock last night, and when I don't have a backup of white, basic white, whether it be thick or the normal cardstock, I kind of start getting shaky. So it is on my list of things to buy currently. Now, should we get a bit fancy and use a plain and an embossed? What do you think? A plain and an embossed? Because that'd just be mixing it up. Oh, that looks a bit fancy. Let's go with that. Rather than a plain and a plain, we'll mix it up. Hello, Miss Lorraine. How are you? So, who of my friends here is going to on stage who are demonstrators? So, who's registered for on stage in November? Because I know Lorraine did yesterday, because she's in my team. She's one of my amazing wicked woodies, because you guys are my woodettes, as named by Delinda in my Kingdom of Velamish. You guys crack me up, seriously. Okay, so we've got that on there, and now I have glue on my finger. Oh, Ali's going, Monica's going, Margine, Ethel. Oh, awesome. You never know, if there's like networking sessions or something, some of us might even meet. We are, thank you, Lorraine. Although I think it's feeding time at the zoo, because I can hear the oven opening. So it must be feeding time at the zoo. Brenton's registered. Awesome. Well, that's good, because there is only 2 days left to register. I know this is all my customer facing, but I know lots of my demonstrator friends and my team also watch my videos as well. So let this be your reminder. Okay, I kind of like that. So I've just stuck them down with our normal Tombow glue, which I now no longer need. Okay, twist that up. Now I have lost, no I haven't. I thought I'd lost a sentiment. Now before I add my gold holly leaves, I am going to attach the sentiments. So then when, although I wanted to try something, I saw someone do this. They like stabbed them. What did they do? They like stabbed it and took it off that way. Ooh, that might work for me at the moment as I'm talking while I'm holding that in my mouth. And then, let me see, we're almost on the edge there. I know someone was telling me to use it that way the other day. Okay, so let's see on this one if I can't get this working. I don't know until I get the knack that it'd be, ooh, that's quite good. Ooh, I've learned a new skill. Oh, sorry, Myrtle. Sorry, Myrtle. Where is that question from Myrtle? Oh, it's craft, Myrtle. It's in the mini catalogue. So it's craft, and I inked over it with early espresso. So I'll show you the difference. Oh, that's not straight at all. That's a bit better. Okay, I'll show you the difference. Just grab a scrap. So inked, not inked, and not embossed, and it comes in 6x6. Okay. Thank you for telling me Myrtle had messaged me. I appreciate that, Monica. I know. Why have I not done that, especially with my hands being the way that they are? Actually, I did see another demonstrator's video, although I will have to. Oh, I can't. These, see, the perils of really not having nails. Haha. See, multi-purpose tool. Take your pick on what you want to use it for. So these gold holly leaves are actually fabric. And I'm going to take a small one and a big one out for each card. So just to give that hint of luxury, you can see I now don't have many left because I've used them with my class, and I have used them on a couple of other projects as well. So big and large, put the base back on. We opened it upside down, but that's okay. And now I'm just going to attach those with glue dots. So I want as much as I can of those leaves showing, which is why I attached this first. I know, I've had a couple of people ask Myrtle, and I don't mind answering a couple of times. So don't stress, don't stress. All good. Now, with these leaves, there is, just going to try and show you. So that's the back. And if I turn it over, it has a very slight embossed detail on it. So I want to put my glue dot on the back where the embossed is not, because it is just a very pretty subtle detail. So what I do is I just put the leaf on the glue dot and then I pick it off with this. Now I I'm going to go big at the bottom and then small at the top. So I can that's the right way as I flick it all around my desk. This is where you see me struggle. Okay, it doesn't matter where the glue dot goes, just as, oh, it does, because you want it to cover the whole, go behind the whole leaf, not be sticking out in a janky fashion. Oh well, that one's going to be the way it is, hey. Hello Linda, thank you for joining. So who thinks they may make my World Card Making Day Hangout kit event? Because I'd love to see some of you there. I've already had lots of people RSVP, which is great. I haven't even officially invited anyone yet, like through the invite function. And I've already got people coming. I think Cindy said she'll be there. I'm trying to think who else from on here said they would be there. Because it'd be great to celebrate World Card Making Day, making, well, for me, they're UFOs, unfinished projects. So, because the kits aren't made yet, and I may even throw in some retired kits in there and just get those made and into my card stash. Now, the last thing we need to do is our gilded gems. So these are our amazing gilded gems, and they do come in 3 sizes. I think I have like 1.5 packs in here, and we're just using the 2 smallest sizes just to give us a triangle of gold. The 2nd of October at 10:30 a.m. my time. So if you pull ahead over to my business Facebook page and you just look for Ellen Woodbridge Independent Stampin' Demonstrator, awesome Lorraine, I did see that you RSVP'd. That's fantastic. And under the events tab, I call it tab, you can find that is my first event. Come on. Okay, I'm going to pop that there. So just a little and a small, because you know, a gem by itself, it needs a friend. So then they can talk to each other and say, I'm so glad I'm on this card. I swear I've got more silly as I've got older because of my husband. And this part wants a Louisa hair on the card. But Louisa hair is now gone. Oh, you're hosting an event too, Ros. That's fantastic. That's why I thought last year there were a couple of us demonstrators that hosted one big event. This year I'm just hosting an event. So, yeah. So I'll be showcasing some kits. I have showcased them over time here on this channel or channels, but I haven't shown them in a while. No problems, Chris. Yes, and it is a Zoom event, so it won't be this kind of event. It'll be Zoom, so then that way we can all see. Happy to amuse you, Laurie. Happy to amuse you. So this is a look at the difference. I actually like the plain leaf and the textured leaf. I think that gives it a little bit of interest. So they are very similar. Just different amounts of inking on each. So I've made those 2 cards. We have used the painted Christmas paper. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. I was going to show you where to find this in the catalogue. Now, I can use my cheat sheet and know that this is on page 19 in the catalogue. Can you tell I thumbed through this catalogue a whole lot? Painted Christmas. So this is the suite. You've got our amazing examples. They are just stunning. I do love them a lot. Then we have the 2 stamp sets with the bundled dies. And all of these labels, so the die set we've got here, it all goes through the mini machine, which is fantastic. Well, you are more than free to join, Paula, and there isn't a cost for the event. It's just come and hang out. Oh, good, Roz. I'm glad I'm not the only one that talks to the suppliers. That's funny. No, I just see my husband at the front door and think someone else is at the front door. So these are gold leaves that we used, and this is the paper. So if you loved the ribbon as well, you could use the suite and buy both bundles, ribbon, the gold leaves, and the paper, one number, and buy it all together. Because it's gorgeous. There are only 2 products I don't own in this suite, which is the ribbon and those dies. That is it. So I just want you where they are in catalogue. Not just on pages. You've just got a closer look at the dies, the stamp set, and how the dies coordinate, and then at the sentiments. So these other ones do also fit in sentiments. So just because it's showing you the 3 there, I assure you these other 3 fit perfectly well in the label dies that are over here as well. Oh, no problems, Bev. No problems. If you want to go back and watch the replay, please feel free. So on Thursday, I will be on at 11 a.m. my time. So that's an hour earlier to what I normally go live. Why? Because I have something on at 1 o'clock. So we used the stamp set, the dies, the gold leaves, the Merry Melody embossing folder, which is also in the mini catalogue. And I used the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder as well for the leaves. And this is in our annual catalogue. So that is everything I have used today. If you have any questions, please just pop a question in the comments and I will get back to you because I do get notifications. And if I, for some reason, miss something, just send me a message and I will get back to you. So I'll see you on Thursday playing with our Delicate Dahlias stamp set. No problems. Fantastic, Paula. I'll keep an eye out for your RSVP, and the link to the event is there. Oh, thank you, Monica. Thank you, Laurie. Bye for now, Miss Myrtle. Have a lovely couple of days. I will now go clean up, and I suppose I've got to eat lunch before I open my Stampin' Up order. But yes, you will find me here unpacking my Stampin' Up order, which is all very exciting. Thanks, girls. Have a great one. Bye.